If you've ever been in a situation where you had to memorize a speech or presentation in a short amount of time, you know how stressful it can be. The good news is, with the right techniques, you can memorize your speech in just minutes. That's right, today we're going to break down 10 proven tips to help you memorize your speech quickly, efficiently, and confidently, so grab a notepad and let's dive in. Number 1. Chunking information. Break it down to make it stick. Have you ever tried to memorize a long speech all at once and felt overwhelmed? It's no wonder. Trying to absorb too much at once can cause your brain to short-circuit. That's where chunking comes in. This is a technique that involves breaking your speech into smaller, manageable sections or chunks. Think about how you memorize phone numbers. You don't try to remember all the digits at once, right? Instead, you break it into chunks of 3 or 4 numbers. The same applies to your speech. For example, let's say your speech has 3 key sections: introduction, main body, and conclusion. Start by memorizing one of these sections at a time. Focus on the introduction first. Once you've got that down, move on to the next section, and so on. By the time you reach the conclusion, you'll have already memorized the introduction and main body, so it becomes easier to recall everything as a whole. Number 2. Use mnemonics. Memory shortcuts for the win. Now let's talk about mnemonics, memory shortcuts that make remembering easier. If you've ever learned a song or a poem by using rhymes or acronyms, then you've already used mnemonics. These are incredibly powerful tools for memorization. For instance, when I was preparing for a speech on environmental issues, I used the mnemonic C, R, E, A, T, E to remember the key points. Climate change, renewable energy, energy efficiency, active transportation, tree planting, and education. This method isn't just about creating random acronyms, it's about making something personal and memorable. Think about the speech you're giving and ask yourself, what word or phrase can I use to link the key points together? Maybe you can come up with a funny or meaningful acronym or create a little song or rhyme that will help cement the ideas in your mind. Number 3. Write it out. Rewriting your speech from memory. Sometimes, all you need to make something stick is to write it out by hand. And I'm not talking about typing it on a computer. The act of physically writing your speech engages more parts of your brain, which helps solidify the information. In fact, studies have shown that handwriting helps improve memory retention because it activates the brain's motor skills, which are directly linked to memory. And you write out your speech by hand, focus on writing it in your own words. Don't just copy it word for word. Write down the main ideas and add personal notes or anecdotes if it helps. Writing it in your own words forces you to process the information on a deeper level, which improves recall. Also, after you've written it out, try reading it aloud to yourself. This combines both the writing and auditory senses, helping you internalize the speech even more. Number 4. Visualize key points. Picture it in your mind. If I asked you to think about your favorite vacation, you'd probably start picturing the sights, the smells, and the emotions you felt at that time. Visualization works similarly in memorization. By visualizing key parts of your speech, your brain can more easily recall them. So close your eyes and think about each section of your speech. Imagine you're delivering it in front of an audience. Visualize yourself moving through your speech and picture the audience reacting positively. This mental practice helps to strengthen your memory. You can also associate each part of your speech with a vivid image or a scene. If you're talking about teamwork, for instance, imagine a team of people working together on a task or even something like a relay race where each person is passing the baton. Number 5. Practice aloud. Say it like you mean it. While writing and visualizing are great techniques, speaking your speech aloud is one of the most important practices you can do. It engages multiple senses: your voice, your ears, and even your body language. The act of speaking your speech helps you internalize it better than reading it silently. In fact, when we read aloud, our brains process the speech differently. Speaking reinforces the connections in your brain, making it easier to recall the words during your presentation. Try this. Practice in front of a mirror and pay attention to how your body moves when you speak. This will help you build confidence in your delivery. If possible, record yourself on your phone and listen to the playback. You'll notice parts of the speech that you might need to tweak. The more you practice aloud, the more natural the speech will sound. Number 6, use the memory palace technique, mapping your mind. Now, let's talk about one of the oldest and most effective memory techniques, the memory palace, also known as the method of loci. This technique involves associating each part of your speech with a specific location in your mind. These locations are usually familiar places like your home or the route you take to work. To use this method, think of a place you know very well, like your childhood home. Walk through that house in your mind and assign each part of your speech to a different room or item. For example, the introduction could be in your front yard, the body of your speech in the living room, and the conclusion in the kitchen. As you mentally walk through these locations, each part of your speech will pop up as you reach that area. This spatial memory technique works because our brains are much better at remembering. Number 7, repetition, the key to locking it in. Memorizing a speech is not a one-and-done task, it requires repetition. You've probably heard this before, but it's worth repeating. Repetition is the foundation of memory. The more times you review the speech, the more ingrained it becomes in your long-term memory. Start by reading through your speech a few times in the morning, then again at night. After the first few times, try to go over it without looking at the text. Don't worry about getting everything perfect, just focus on getting the main ideas down. Eventually, your brain will begin to store the information more permanently. Number 8, teach it to someone else. Master the material by explaining it. One of the best ways to make sure you know your material inside and out is to teach it to someone else. If you can explain your speech in simple terms to a friend or family member, that's a clear sign that you truly understand it. Teaching forces you to retrieve the information, which strengthens your recall. Try to explain your speech to someone who is unfamiliar with the topic. As you do, pay attention to how easily you can articulate the concepts. If you're stumbling or forgetting a section, it's time to go back and review that part of the speech. Teaching is a fantastic way to reinforce the material and give you confidence in your delivery. Number 9, focus on understanding, not memorizing word for word. This is a huge tip. Focus on understanding the material rather than memorizing it verbatim. It's easy to get caught up in trying to recall every word exactly, but this can lead to stress and confusion if you forget a word or phrase. Instead, try to grasp the core ideas and themes of your speech. If you understand the underlying message, you'll find that you can speak more naturally, even if you forget a specific word or line. Think of it like telling a story. You don't need to remember every word in the story, but if you know the plot, you can narrate it in your own words. Number 10, relax and breathe. Keep your mind calm and clear. Finally, one of the most important tips for memorizing and delivering a speech: relax and breathe. Stress and anxiety can seriously hinder your ability to recall information, so it's essential to calm your mind before you start practicing or performing. Before rehearsing, take a few deep breaths, close your eyes, and relax your body. You can also practice mindfulness or meditation to help clear your mind. When you're relaxed, your brain can absorb and retain information more effectively. A calm mind is a sharp mind. So there you have it, 10 proven tips to help you memorize your speech in minutes. By breaking your speech into chunks, using mnemonics, writing it out by hand, visualizing key points, practicing aloud, and using techniques like the memory palace, you'll be able to quickly and effectively memorize any speech. With a little practice, you'll not only memorize your speech, but you'll also deliver it with confidence and ease. Thanks for tuning in. If you found these tips helpful, Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. Let me know in the comments if you have any memorization techniques that work for you. Until next time, keep practicing, stay confident, and good luck with your speeches.